29th and I'm driving home from Home Depot on Naranja Drive. I've been noticing for the last several months that they've been working on a multi-use path along Naranja Drive between North 1st Avenue and La Cañada Drive. So today I noticed for the first time that there was actually asphalt, and it didn't look like there was a lot of barricades. So I'm going to come back tomorrow and test ride this and see how much is done and what we can see. Thanks for coming along. Here's a fresh new path between 1st and La Cañada on Naranja. So this path is on Naranja, and they've been working on it for several months. I've ridden it a couple times when it was dirt, and now it looks like it's got mostly completed to La Cañada. So we're gonna go give it a ride. I'm probably not gonna film it because I got my iPhone and I don't want it to crash. All right, this little steep bit doesn't look all that steep right here, but it turns out it's somebody's driveway. You can see their house back there, and you can see their mailbox right there. So there's the path coming from 1st, rode it all the way down here, and then there's the path heading down to La Cañada. New path on Naranja. The new path ends a little bit before the park. That's where they're building some new neighborhood there. So there, a little bit of path not done here. I assume it's got something to do with this wash and all the infrastructure they got to build around this drainage that goes down along there, and then behind those houses that are being built over there. So it goes across underneath there. So we're gonna go ride that bit of dirt. So the asphalt picks up again, not that far from where it left. So yes, they're building this whole drainage here. So they're still working on it. You can see back there where I got off the pavement. So I rode a little bit on this bit of gravel, and they've concreted this in. They got some spots here for the fencing that's going to go along there to keep people from accidentally riding off. Yeah, I can see where there's drainage down there, and then it starts back up again, and then across the street there, it's where the drainage keeps going, and so it flows underneath the Naranja here and keeps going that way. And there's that new neighborhood being built, and there's Push Ridge and the Catalinas, and down there is Tucson. You know, maybe it's like all of that. Tucson, long way. Is that Mount Wrightston way back there in the background? That tall mountain back there? I think so. Well, the road's ending again. Here the asphalt ends. Not much further than where I started back there. So now they're building this part up here. I guess to keep everything from draining down on the people as they ride through here. So the path's gonna come right through there and connect up. You can see down there where there's asphalt down towards La Cañada. I think it ends again right where the park is, Narana Park. Well, we'll stop and check it out. So I'm gonna go ride on some fresh I'd like to thank the town of Oro Valley and the guys who work at Granite Construction and whoever else is working out here for making this path. Oro Valley has a lot of nice paths, and it's been really nice. We've lived here for 3 years, and it's been a great place to be. And there's just a lot of riding infrastructure. It's really nice, and they're putting in more. So I encourage the town of Oro Valley to keep spending on these kind of paths. This is the kind of thing that will draw people to Oro Valley and will keep the people here nice and healthy. Their staging area, they got all the workplace notices that they have to have. Well, here's riding on that path. I think we're coming up to the park. It looks like there's a good solid quarter-mile to half-mile section here that isn't that's fully paved. I mean, obviously they haven't built all the nice landscaping and borders and all of that, but there's all the yellow vehicles. Oh, somebody else enjoying it. Looks like we're getting back to gravel. I'm gonna quit. We found some machine marks up at the top before when we rode it when it was just dirt, but other people checking it out. So I'm guessing they're noticing those big machine marks. So I'm not going to ride up there. I'm going to ride along this side here, which is what this street used to be like back before this path even started. So I just kudos to Oro Valley for spending the money on this. Thank you to the town and thank you to the citizens who approve this kind of stuff. So it's just a great place to be. That was pretty rough stuff to ride on. I got back on the dirt, and here's where the big machines were clawing into the dirt and punching it. It is not fun to ride on, even with my gravel tires. I'm gonna go back onto that slightly smoother stuff down there. Down to the entrance to Naranja Park, which is a video all onto itself, but there's the path that I just rode on. It got pretty lumpy there where the big heavy equipment was punching holes in the ground with its treads. So it looks like the pavement starts back up there a little bit past the entrance here. So I'm gonna ride a little bit on the dirt and then see if I can get on that bit of asphalt and see how far that takes me. Back there you can see the barricades. That's the entrance to the Naranja Park. So I rode up this hill and then I'm coming up here, and there's still quite a bit of path, it looks like, coming up to Narana and Stargazer. So they've even put in some curbing here. Some nice curbing and some water retention stuff here. So looks like a little more uphill and then a little bit of downhill and a little more up and downhill, but mostly heading downhill. It was probably almost a half a mile of beautiful, mostly downhill path. You know, some curbing was built and it was pretty nice. So, but we're coming down here to Narana and La Cañada. There's the library and the city buildings. Never actually been in a city building here, but been in that library a bunch of times. Great library. Okay, we're gonna keep riding on. Well, we made it to Naranja and La Cañada. So the path, the last bit of it was all gravel, the last quarter mile or so. Way back there you can kind of see, back in there you can kind of see the where the asphalt ends. And then so the last quarter mile, mostly downhill, a little tiny bit uphill, was gravel. It was a nice ride. They built some curbing. It looks really nice. The rest of this is all pathed. So all the way down to La Cholla on Naranja, it's pathed. All the way up to Tangerine, it's path, bike path. It's just bike path everywhere. So just a great place to be. Come to Oro Valley and give it a ride. You won't be disappointed.